Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone, and welcome. Welcome back to Kindness Rising. I want to ask you something today. When was the last time you did something just for fun? Completely lost track of time, no pressure, no outcome, just right in it, having fun. That feeling has a name, and it's called play. What's fascinating is this, that feeling isn't just emotional, it's actually biological, because your brain is literally wired for play. Welcome to Kindness Rising. How's it going out there today? Get involved in the chat. Come say hello to us, and we'll get up and get going together as soon as I can do this. Hey, there it is. Our favorite song. Who's out there? Let me guess. It's Mike Sullivan. Yes, Sully. Welcome in, Mike Sullivan, future life coach. I appreciate you so much. Good morning. Good morning. Even comes with it. Quite a level. Let's bring her back down. All right, we're continuing our conversation all this week about play. We're going to talk about an organization that is all about play today. We're leaning into the science of play a little bit more in terms of how our brain is wired, how we're structured for play, and how that is vital to vital to us. Getting that little production note that LinkedIn is struggling today. So I hope my friends on LinkedIn are able to see this, otherwise we'll repost it. Come on over, get involved in the chat. Roseanne, Mike Sullivan are there to say hello to you, to tell us what you're up to. How does play fit into your life, and how are you using play to build a better life? Because play isn't something that we do, it's something that we are actually wired for. Absolutely. There is some neuroscience behind this, and there's a guy, I'm going to butcher his name, Jacques Danxep, and he's the godfather of what they call affective neuroscience. And basically what he has found is that there are 7 emotional systems in our brain, things like fear and care and seeking, but one of those 7 is play, because play is not optional. It's part of our emotional systems in our brains. It's not cultural and it's not learned. It's actually biological, deep in our midbrain, the ancient part of the brain that we share with other mammals. That's what lights up when we play. So when you play, you're not just entertaining yourself, you're actually activating your core survival system. Welcome into Kindness Rising. Come over, come on in, say hello in the chat. Tell us who's out there. What are you up to? What are you talking about? What are you thinking about today for play? What are you going to do today to light up that little space in your brain? It really, really wants you to find it, really wants you to play and turn things into games. Absolutely gives you structure, it gives you objectives to move along. Capybara King. Oh, Capybara King. All right. Hello. What are you eating, Capybara King? What are you eating? Oh boy. Okay. Glad you are here, though. Glad you are here. Come stick around. learn about the brain and how the brain is wired for play. And I'm going to tell a little story of my own, one that some of you may have heard, but the effect of play and the memory of play on our lives, perhaps. Absolutely. But back to that science a little bit. Back to that science. There's a place in our brain called the seeking system, right? That is where the dopamine hits are. Your brain is that exploration engine of curiosity, of discovery, of trying something new. And play can actually activate that system. That's why you feel energized, motivated, and excited, pulled forward. It's that dopamine running through your system. So when we say things like stay curious, it's not just philosophy. It's not just, come on, guys, rah, rah, rah. We're actually lighting up the neural pathways in our brain that lead to innovation and growth and discovery and learning. So it's actually 100% neuroscience. So thanks for joining here at Kindness Rising. I see people out there, but I don't hear from you. Get involved in the chat. Say hello. We're going to move on and we're going to talk about another organization. I talked earlier in the week about the National Museum of Play, the Strong National Museum of Play, an amazing place. Just so much fun, so much memory. Really, for me, was absolutely a wonderful experience in terms of seeing it through my own eyes, my memories of my own eyes, but also with my own grown children now, seeing things through their eyes and discovering and remembering and being inspired by the innovation of toys and play. And again, it's all about, we're talking about the science of it here. And there's actually another organization. Hello, Krista Davies. Welcome in, Krista Davies. Glad you're here. Subscribe to the channel. Say hello. We're talking about play all week long as we get up and get after it on Kindness Rising. I appreciate that you stopped in and said hello in the chat. Thank you, Krista Davies and Cappy Barra King and Roseanne and Mike Sullivan. Appreciate all of you. Anyway, we're going to move on to the other coast. We're actually not all the way over to the other coast. We're just as far as Denver. So we're moving west. East Coast, the Strong Museum of Play out in Denver. There's a place that is equally as interesting. They're not officially connected, but I did see some information about them at the National Museum of Play. I'm calling about the National Institute for Play, a 501c3 organization, and their work sits right at the intersection of neuroscience, behavior, and human development. That's what I said. Yes, the National Institute of Play, their work sits right at the intersection of neuroscience, behavior, and human development. One of their core findings is this, that play isn't just good for us, that it actually shapes our brain itself. When we engage in play, it activates those circuits that strengthen connections between different parts of the brain. And over time, that's going to literally improve emotional regulation, social skills, cognitive flexibility. And they also highlight something really important. The more we activate these play circuits, the stronger they become. And the less we use them, the more they'll weaken. So play isn't just something we enjoy. It's something we need in order to maintain an actual healthy brain. So when you hear something like the work of National Institute of Play, that play literally shapes the brain, I can't help but think, yeah, that tracks. That tracks for me. That's not just research. That's my life. And I'm going to talk about that soon. You're actually on your mom's account, Krista. Okay. Well, it's good to hear from you from your mother's account. I'm going to tell my story and my story of how play impacted my life. Absolutely. And the work at National Institute of Play out in Denver, Colorado area is actually proof of it. Absolutely. There's actually the science behind it, and my life is the proof. Absolutely. Or what I'm doing right now for sure is the proof. As I take a sip of coffee for sure. All right. We're flying along here this morning and Kindness Rising. Welcome in. I'm glad you've chosen to spend your time with me here this morning. I come here every morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, to get you up with a little hope, humanity, heart, and heart. We talk about emotional intelligence. We talk about business principles. We talk about all kinds of interesting and exciting concepts, getting away from the noise of the day to get us up on the right side of the bed, thinking about things positively, and mostly for us to be accountable to each other here in this community when we get up at 7:30 a.m. Eastern and meet every day. We're building a community. Subscribe to the channel, get involved. Check out Mornings in the Lab Network, of which Kindness Rising is the opener for this format that we've built, 7:30 a.m. Eastern every morning, and then leading into Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends over on their channel as well. All right. Well, here we go. Here we go. Sorry, a little distracted. It happens when you go live. It just happens, especially when you're producing your own show. You just kind of go with the flow. Oh, Alan Watts, Sully. I love that. You know, Sully, I didn't know this about you, but I listen to a lot of Alan Watts too. I think I talked about it recently on an episode. His use of the idea that angels fly because they take themselves lightly. I love that. And the fact that we are all part of the same cosmic dust, right? We're all from the same stuff, and it's all within us. We all contain all the multitudes of the world, of the universe. Love that. Love his stuff. Absolutely. He's been an interesting guy. I mean, if you actually look into Alan Watts's life. Oh, Mild Ray Ponce. Okay, you're on your dad's account on Roblox. Okay. All right. That's okay. You're allowed to be on your dad's account. This may or may not be the place for you if you're rocking on Roblox, but I'm glad you've come to join us. Absolutely. All right, let's get back to it. That's not why we're here, although I appreciate that you are. And I'm talking about play. We're talking about play today and how play can really shape the brain, right? It's how we maintain our brain. It's how we find our passion, and that's what happened to me. That's a straight line to what I'm doing right now, because take it back to my basement playroom as a kid in the early 80s, brown carpet, all that 70s vibe, and there was a bright purple shelf, and on that bright purple shelf sat a Sesame Street tape recorder that was given to me a few years earlier than that. I think I probably got it when I was 6 or 7 years old, but when I was around 10 to 12 years old, I rediscovered it. And one day I grabbed an orange cassette tape and I started playing with that thing that had a microphone on it, hit record, and just started going. Not with a plan, not with an audience, just play, making up fake commercials, DJ voices, characters inspired by things like the Muppets. Absolutely, completely ridiculous stuff. But what I didn't realize at the time is that I wasn't just messing around. I was learning rhythm. I was learning my voice and stories and how words feel and how it feels to speak to an audience and imagine an audience out there listening, just like we do here on Kindness Rising, right? I was learning that rhythm, that story, and it was play for me at the time, but it was also practice for what I'm doing right here, right now. I still practice every day, but coming here every day lights up those same exciting uh, parts of my brain, the same middle part of the brain that lit up in me back in 1982. And when I found that tape a few years back, it reminded me that that's what I was building. That's what I was practicing for. That I was shaping my brain. The idea that play leaves clues. It shows you that what you're naturally drawn to, especially as a kid, if you're able to get into that memory, that's what my experience was. Before the world tells you what you're supposed to be, before they box us in a little bit, and our edges and our little curves and our uniqueness gets knocked off and shaped a little bit. Maybe that's where the purpose lies, right? And you have to go into your memory to find that out, right? Maybe our purpose is found in something that we had as a child, and you have to go into your memory to find it. Absolutely. That whole inner child thing, for sure, is real. It's real. Finding that joy again is why we're here at Kindness Rising. It's changing my life every day, having found that joy. And I'm here to help you hopefully find yours too. Thank you. Check out the National Institute for Play. Remember the times in your life when there was joy before the world chopped off those edges and put you into a little box. The edges and the curves and the interesting and unique parts of ourselves, that's what makes the world interesting, more diverse, and we can learn and grow together as a community. So I hope that you'll stick with me here and do that together. Absolutely. Thanks for listening to my yakety yak about my story. I appreciate it. Every time I tell the story, it helps me. It helps me to tell the story, to remember what I'm doing, to remind myself. Absolutely. It lights that up, and I hope that it's inspiring for others. The more I tell the story, the more people I meet who tell a similar story of finding purpose in memory, in going back into their world. Linda Clark, a friend of mine who I met online, and we talked for the first time earlier this week, talks about feral guideship, feral, the idea that back to before we were molded. It's all the same idea. And it's interesting because I've met so many people who are in the same phase, in the same stage of life that I'm in, having worked a corporate career or having experienced some things in life and have a story to tell, that are finding their way back to their purpose. It's pretty amazing. So I'm glad. And if you're one of those out there, keep coming back. We're going to find it together. It doesn't just happen like that. It doesn't happen overnight. It is a journey. So let's stay on that journey together. Absolutely. And part of my journey is learning how to turn this into a career. And that career is based on the idea that we can connect. We can connect what we do to our brand and our work together. Um, if people start, and we talk to people about who they are, it can start there, right? If your content, if your brand, if your message, it feels rigid or heavy or overly serious, your life, right? Your life is your brand, what you put out to the world. If it feels rigid, if it feels heavy and overly serious, people start to disengage, right? If that's the purpose of a brand, is to express outwardly who you are, right? But when something feels playful, it's curious, open, people lean in because their brain is more engaged and more receptive and more connected. Play is not just a personal tool, it's actually a communication tool. It's a way to say to the world, I am curious, I am open, I am interesting and interested. And that's how you develop a brand and connection with people. And that leads to opportunities and growth as a human being in business and connections. And that's what we're doing here on Kindness Rising. That's why I come here every day to build my brand, right? To remember that life is, we don't get old because we don't stop playing because we get old. We get old because we stop playing. We don't stop playing because we get old. We get old because we stop playing. That's the reason why Kindness Rising exists. That's why I sometimes just talk with my little finger puppets. Hello, everybody. Whatever it might be, a toy, a trigger for something happy, whatever makes us happy. And here's the thing, it's not just me being playful and silly and whatever. It's science. It's actual science that when you engage in play, your brain releases that dopamine, the chemical tied to motivation and reward, but it also does something else. It reduces stress. It lowers your cortisol level. It lowers your blood pressure, makes your brain function better. So then you have more motivation, less stress, greater creativity, and that's a powerful combination for sure. For sure. Come on over, say hello in the chat. We're here for about another 10 minutes or so before we get over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Absolutely. Where they'll continue the conversation. They certainly know how to play over there and have some fun. And that's what we're building here at the Mornings in the Lab network. Absolutely. Myself, Keith Billis, John Anderson, Cheryl Raphael Whitaker, Jason Hewlett, Adam House, Brianna Bass. The network is growing and growing and growing, and we want you to be involved with it too. So don't forget to reach out to me, reach out to Keith, come check us out here, check us out on morningsinthelab.live, check us out on YouTube, on LinkedIn. We're all over the place. You can find us. Look for Mornings in the Lab Network, and you'll find us all for sure. Absolutely. All right. So let's move on. We're talking about the powerful combination of lower stress, lower cortisol, and having just more motivation and greater creativity. Absolutely. Here's the idea: is when you're relaxed and engaged and just in that flow state, you think better, you solve problems faster. When you were a kid and you were playing, you weren't thinking about necessarily the consequences. You were into that flow state always, right? You just were there because your edges hadn't been sharpened, your inhibitions or hadn't been formed. All those things in life. That's what we're searching for. That's what we're searching for, is ways to light up those centers in our brain, while still bringing judgment to it, because that's the difference too. Because as children, sometimes they act, we acted on our instinct, but we did lack a little bit of judgment. So we're balancing that judgment that we've gained through the wisdom of years and still now applying and activating those pleasure centers and those play centers in our brain. Absolutely. All right. So as we start to wind down, I want to give us our challenge for today. Our challenge for today: take a brain break. Take 10 minutes today. That's 5. This is 10 plus a cat. Take 10 minutes today and do something playful, not productive, not strategic, just playful. Go for a walk, doodle something, throw a ball around, make up a little skit with a couple of puppets. Hello, whatever. Listen to some music and just be in it. Just be in the moment, not thinking about other things. Give your brain some space to just reset, because sometimes the best way to move forward is to actually just step right into play. Thank you so much for joining me here on Kindness Rising this morning. Why don't we cut off? I'm not really pleased about that. I don't know why that happens. It seems to happen at random times, but whatever. Maybe that's just because I'm so popular. They're like, you're overloading our system, and everybody's just wants to be on your stream, nobody else's, and so we have to shut you down. You're just too dominant a force. Kindness Rising is too dominant a force on LinkedIn. I don't care to be a force. I don't care to be a force on LinkedIn. What I care about is making one connection, two connection, whatever connections we can make, and continue to show up every day here on Kindness Rising at 7:30 a.m. Eastern to get up on the right side of the bed. All right. What do we think? What do we think about the music? Are we rocking it or what? Seriously, I've spent some time. I meant to bring their website up. Let's see if I can take a minute and do it on the fly with you. National Institute of Play. Hang with me. Listen to the tunes while I figure this out. Yeah, all right. Not yet, huh? There they are. What do you know? Here they are. Pretty cool place. They actually have a ton of research. This is really the research arm of the place, but it gives you some really good tips. A library of different types of research and organizations. I don't know why my connection is so slow today, but yeah. Trying. There we go. Definitely slow on the uptake. You know play when you see it. What is play? Dr. Stuart Brown, this is the gentleman who has started the organization, and his family actually continues it. I believe it's his daughter and his granddaughter who are running the organization now. But all kinds of information for teachers, for people who are interested in play. And I think it's important for us as adults. That's what I've been talking about here all day. It is important for us as adults to realize that play is critical to our mental health, for sure. For sure. All right. Enough of that fooling around. Not really fooling around. Having fun, though, as I play. All right. So that was it, man. That's it for today in terms of the neuroscience of the brain. I didn't want to get too deep into it. There's lots of information out here, but here is what I want us to remember from this: that play is not just for children. It's not childish. It's foundational. It's how we learn. It's how we adapt and how we grow. And most importantly, it's how we reconnect with ourselves and those around us. Because when people are playful, they're open, they're present, and they're human. And that's where kindness lives. So until tomorrow, 7:30 a.m., stay uncommon and stay kind. What if your mornings could be inspiring and ridiculously fun.
Kindness Rising isn't just a show, it's a full wake-up vibe.
It's freaking fun, people.
Yeah, man, it's got real get after it energy.
I love it.
Wake up with Kindness Rising.
I help purpose-driven people grow their impact. 5-ingredient recipe to help you build your personal brand. Get out there and take kind action.
If it's live, they'll feel it.
On Kindness Rising, we bring you proven strategies and fresh ideas you can actually use. If you're not failing, you're not trying.
Exactly. Fail fast, rebound faster.
You'll see the bloopers and the genuine connections that make kindness contagious. We sometimes get into a little bit of trouble.
Pretty much my life made the list.
You can trust what you see right here is honest, respectful, and uplifting. Social impact organizations, and we always talk about them. Try kindness. It's way cheaper than therapy. You just made my day.